Great day, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here today to share with you some information that will help you financially to grow your bag, your money. And it's just an honor to be here today for the Juneteenth Legacy Virtual Conference. I believe this is the 5th annual Juneteenth conference, so it is an honor to be here today. I'm going to share my slide so that we could dig right into today's session. I will tell you that if you are in a position to take screenshots or write down notes, it will serve you tremendously. I saw a statistic out there that said that about 70% of the information that we write down, like physically write down, retains better than what we see or hear. So get out your pens, get out your notepads, and let's get to work here today. So these will be information pieces that will allow you to take actionable steps towards improving your finances. So let's dig right into it. So we call this one Secure the Bag, the B.A.G. The B represents businesses, the A represents assets, and the G represents generational wealth. My name is Victor Vinico Johnson, and again, I'm happy to present for the 5th annual Juneteenth Legacy Conference. So let's dive right in. Have you ever had, or have you ever spent more money in a month than you earned in that month? Let me ask you that again. Have you ever spent more money in one month than you earned in that month? Metaphorically speaking, your bills or the money that you spent represents Shaquille O'Neal over here to the left. And the money you earned only equated to the height of Simone Biles. You can see how that math does not work. When I saw this infographic, I fell out because it just represents how we are moving in American society, probably even beyond that. But I don't know about you, but I've certainly had several months in the past where I spent a whole lot more than I actually had coming in. And it really took for me to adjust my mindset. And we'll dig into some specific action items that I took in order to do that. And I came across this other statistic. The average American is spending $1.33 for every $1 that they're earning. So imagine you've got $1 here, but somehow you found a way to spend $1.33. Well, that's because of loans and credit cards and things like that. So we'll dive in today again and give you some actionable nuggets that will help you. Another statistic that really blew me away this year is that came across an article presented by CNBC.com back in April. It's called 58% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It was a survey that they did. And they said that 58% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means that if you got paid last Friday and you spent whatever money came in, whether it was bills, entertainment, or what have you, you were broke, or all of the money that you earned on that paycheck was already spent by the time the next paycheck came around. Let me raise my hand to that because I lived like that for probably 15 years of my life, my early 20s, my 20s, and even a good chunk of my 30s. It doesn't feel good, you know, but to my, I guess, credit, not even credit, but to explain how this was happening, I had a place to live. I was eating well. I was driving nice cars. I always looked good. My family looked good, but that was part of the problem. We were living an image rather than living our life through what was responsible spending so that we could build truly a bag that meant something for us in the future. Additionally, in that same survey, they stated that 70% of Americans said they feel stressed about their finances, mostly due to inflation and economic uncertainty. We know that interest rates will go up and down, but there are things that we can do to mitigate some of those stresses or pains that we all go through. It's just not a fun feeling to have that money and it's pretty much gone by the time your next paycheck comes along. So let's dig into it. My name is Victor Vinico Johnson. I am founder of a company called Nico Down Projects. I do have a YouTube channel. I welcome you all to join there. But I wrote a book called Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness, and I'm not selling anything to you. I just want you to be aware of who I am and why I'm qualified to speak on these topics today. And in my book, I write about the journey that I went through of overcoming bad debt, of stopping my bad spending habits, by creating ways to save more and start investing and things like that. And so I welcome you to learn more about me at bethevictor.us. But again, I'm not selling, so I'm gonna move on. All right. So what's the wrong bag? What's in the wrong bag? Let's just talk about some of those things. And you probably know it. And listen, this is a non-judgmental zone. I'm just here to share information that will make your life better and move you to the next level of your financial life. And so one of the things that's in the wrong bag is shoes and cars and things like that when you have not yet secured the correct bag. So if you're out there, just like I explained, dressing nice, looking good, spending money to look good for people who do not care about that really, and you don't even like them like that. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but there's a phrase by Trevor Durdick, or one of them guys from Fight Club, and he says that we're out here spending money that we don't have on things that we don't want to impress people that we don't like. Okay, again, I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to share. Wasteful spending on eating out. And that's something that honestly, even that I've recovered, I still have that challenge at times where, again, I am a giving person. I want to help other people. I like to spend time. I like to laugh. I like to break bread, as we call it. But when you're still recovering from bad debt and things like that, it's not the best way to go. So be mindful of your wasteful spending, those lazy dollars out there that can slip away without you even paying attention to it. Having a poor credit score. And notice that I put down here FICO scores, not a Vantage score or some of the other scoring mechanisms that are out there. I could do an entire presentation on that, but I won't because I have 20 minutes. So I just want to share with you that having a poor credit score, and really, again, under 680 FICO is a measurement that says that you will probably get approved for whatever loan you are looking to get, whether it's a home or car or a business loan or some sort. If you have a FICO score of 680, but you are paying a little bit more interest than the person that's over a 700 or a 725. So get your credit intact. And again, we'll talk about some exact things that you can do to improve your credit scores as we go along. Helping other people is a really critical one. For some reason, there are people out there that believe that they've got to hold on tightly to every dollar that they earn. And that's a poverty mindset. That's a mindset that makes you feel like if I don't hold this money, I will never get any more of it again. And that's just not the case. The person that you become by, being disciplined to improve your credit scores, to being disciplined to attracting better financial outcomes and relationships to your life, the person that you become will always become that, right? It's always that person. And so you don't have to worry about if you spend $10 a day that you'll never get $10 back. So give lovingly. Don't be wasteful, but it is definitely an abundance mindset when you do to help others, whether it's by giving of your finances, your time, your resources, or even connecting people to other valuable connections in your network. So don't have a poverty mindset. And this is not anything against Adrian Peterson, but this is an article I came across 4 years ago that was just talking about how he had these huge contracts of over $100 million, but he was still able to find himself into deep debt. And I'm sure he's bounced back from this. But this just goes to show you that it doesn't matter how much you're earning. If you don't have the mindset, a money mindset to be disciplined and basically to spend less than you earn. I don't care if you earn $2,000 a month or $20,000 a month or $200,000 a month. If you're spending more than you're earning, you're going to find yourself in bad debt. So let's just resolve to be more disciplined and master our self-discipline after today's presentation. This could be your defining moment. So I'm not going to read through everything that comes on the screen, but I do want to share 3 keys to improving your finances and your credit. One that really, really helped me and my wife back in, I'll say 2012, 2013, when we really got serious about getting out of debt and improving our financial situation. We created a budgeting discipline around the Mint.com app. And I'm not a sponsor for them or anything like that. Mint, Personal Capital, there's tons of them out there. Even your bank probably offers you some sort of a budgeting tool. You can even use a spreadsheet. But tracking your money, especially categorically. So if you know that you need $750 a month to feed your household, if you were just buying groceries for the most part and only eating out once or twice, then set a budget at $750, or even better, set it at $650 and see if you can kind of be a little bit more disciplined with that spending. But also, don't be ridiculous, right? Don't set your budget at $100 because you know you're not going to keep that budget. So be realistic with the goals that you set financially around yourself. And this is probably the most important. Why are you doing this? What is the purpose for you to go through the sacrifices and the pain of not eating out all the time, not hanging out with your friends or family, not being able to buy that new car when you're riding around with a paid off car that sometimes gives you hassles? There are benefits to being in pain now so that you're not in pain forever. But only you know what that why is. For me, my why is that I have aging parents, and I would love for my mom, who is single, I would love for her to live on a property with me. So I'm looking to buy a lakefront property where all of my family could come down and congregate, and I can put maybe a trailer home, or not even a trailer. Now they got the container homes in the back, customize it up, make it comfortable for her where I can just walk out there and check on her, but she still has a level of independence. My wife's mom is also aging as well. I'd love for them to be able to have that type of scenario. So I'm working my butt off now to put us in position to buy this property and to have a place where my kids and grandkids, as well as my aging parents, can come and spend time while there is still time, right? So that's my why. Oops, excuse me. The second thing is to pull your credit. You've got to run into the fire. You got to run right into these problems. I know it's embarrassing and it can be painful to go back and relive some of the things that fell on your credit, an eviction because there was a bad relationship that dissolved, or a divorce, or maybe you got a car repossessed because you lost a job, or maybe you're still bouncing back from some of the negative effects of the COVID shutdown. But whatever it is, you've got to run into the fire and confront those things and start tackling those items one at a time on your credit report. I remember when I decided to get serious about this, I basically just pulled out a notepad, drew a line right down the middle of a notepad, and wrote down everything on the left side that were hindrances, things that were in my way, the collection items, the evictions, the misspending of money, the bad habits that I had. Those are things that I wanted to eliminate. On the right side were the things that the man that I wanted to be would do. What kind of books would he read? How often would he work out? When would he, eat? What would his credit score be? Would he own real estate? Those are the things that I was striving to. And so that paper became basically a to-do list. As I checked off items on the left, I was adding items from the right. So confront these items. And again, I put some bullets down here that will help you to build credit as well. And number 3, believe it is possible. Get you, the one that's looking at this right now, you can do this. You've got to believe that you can do this. I promise you, it will be hard, it will be tough, but you will be so proud of yourself. You'll be so happy with the person that you become by improving and making these challenges and taking them on head on. You can do this. Set some realistic goals. And I will call out the second bullet over here on number 3 is you got to create that environment that supports it. If you're still hanging out with people that don't care about their credit, that want to go out and hang out and eat and drink every night, knowing that you're on this disciplined path to get your finances together, don't throw those people away, but you've got to stop hanging with them while this time is going on, because it's going to make it so much more difficult for you to improve on your finances. Okay. So create the environment that supports your goals and just do the work every single day. Put in the work that you've got to put in to become that person that you want to become. Okay. The B in B.A.G is for businesses. And these are just a few bullet items that will help you. Most of you probably know these things, but again, my job is to add value today. So number 1, for you to establish your business entity and get your EIN number. You've got to create an individual entity around your business, something that creates its own credit score, something that is allowing you to generate more income. all those things. So these are just some steps, some basic blocking and tackling items to help you to build your business. All right. Number two is talking about ways that you can build your business credit. So we all know about our FICO score. We just talked about that for your personal credit tracking, but there's something known as your paydex score for your business credit. And that score is from 0 to 100. If you're over 70, you're about average. If you're over 80, you're doing good. Obviously, if you can get to a 90, you're doing fabulous. And it suggests that you pay your business transactions 30 days early. So create some business tracking mechanisms like Dun & Bradstreet or NAV or other small business financial exchange that will allow you to track your different vendor payments, and those things will get recorded as basically they get recorded as trade lines, and there's a certain mechanism that allows your score to go up on your paydex score based on the number of trade lines that you have. And then number three, pay bills on time. This one goes for you personally and in your business. I really love QuickBooks. That's a tool that I use to separate the different categories of my expenses in my businesses. It also shows me my different income streams. It allows me to kind of see which activities are generating more income more consistently. Well, I want to do more of that, right? I want to do more of what's working. It also shows me when I'm spending too much in certain areas, and I can taper it back and make adjustments throughout the month. So it's a great tool to use for those that are in small business. And it definitely helps if you have a bookkeeper, but you don't have to take on that expense necessarily, but definitely find a way to track your business expenses and your income. And we can all benefit from people who have been down the path before. So if you need to seek professional assistance or get a mentor, please do so. And of course, you see the pro tip down there, get a business plan. So many business, I speak at a lot of entrepreneur groups, and I have entrepreneur clients that I work with, and so many of them don't even have their business plan. Why do you need a business plan? If you're looking to get money from investors, if you're looking to get money from a financial institution or even a small business administration, they'll want you to present your business plan. And guess what? There's also a tremendous benefit for you. It helps you to really deep dive and understand what your business is about. What's the problem that you solve? Who's the target customer? How are you going to get the word out? How are you managing the money? What's the projections for the next 3 to 5 years? These are things that all go in your business plan and helps you to get on a very disciplined path to build a successful business. So just a quick pro tip. All right. So let's talk about the A in assets. The A for assets in B.A.G. The A, according to dictionary.com, means property owned by a person or by a company regarded as having value or available to meet your debts and commitments. So these are just a few things that we consider assets. Real estate, obviously, is a strong one. Intellectual property. So that's books or movies that you've written or online courses that you created. If you have digital content that you put out on a regular basis, you're building your intellectual properties. That will come into play very soon in our future. Trust me. Cash, inventory from your business, vehicles that are paid for, and jewelry are all considered assets. And I'm going to kind of burn through a few of these just to kind of get the point across here. Generational wealth. That's known as wealth that is passed down from one generation to another. I'll give you a very quick story. So my grandmother, Pearlie Mae Anderson, she bought a house in San Francisco in 1961. Beautiful home in the Bayview district, for those of you that are familiar with San Francisco. She went on through the years to, maybe get out small loans, and she continued to work, but she also upgraded the property, added another bathroom and bedroom downstairs, changed out the floors, did some painting, changed out fixtures over the years. She passed away in 2017, and that home was worth more than $917,000 when she passed. Let me say that again. In 1961, she bought the house for $21,000. In her passing in 2017, the house was worth $917,000. She wrote us into the will and she did bless us to sell the property so that we could be good stewards of the money. And my mom, my two uncles, and myself were written in. And not only did she benefit the generation behind her, her kids, but her grandkids, so my cousins also benefited, and then my kids benefited. So it's just a beautiful thing, and we've been good stewards. I was able to take my inheritance and buy 3 houses that have all appreciated with value over the last 5, 6 years. So those are things that are important when you talk about generational wealth. And these are, again, just a few that will help you to build that generational wealth. I want to bring attention to number 7, biology and good genes. So we always think about money when we're talking about generational wealth, but you can also pass down good health habits and good genes. All right, how do we do that? Well, it's okay to slice open an apple and split it with your kid and eat a healthy habit, eat a healthy meal and generate good habits around your health. Go for a walk. Teach them about reading instead of turning the TV on. These are all good health habits and good habits to pass down and good genes that you can build for those coming behind you, that posterity. So please get a screenshot of that. Okay, and as we wrap this thing up, I just want to encourage you that it's going to take a new mindset for you to get new results. An example of it was when the first year after my transition in my mindset was an example of how I use my tax return. Previously, it was just all about not getting anything cut off, don't get nothing repossessed, treat myself, hang out, and then whatever's left, I'll save it. Well, I turned the table around that next year, put 20% of the money away instantly or invest it. I also got ahead of any bills. I helped someone and I started to treat my wife. But again, I had already invested 20% at that time. So what goes in a secure bag? Being debt-free, having an emergency fund of probably at least 3 months, not living off of credit cards, creating ownership, and generating some extra income streams, generational wealth. And we talked about health and happiness. That's a secure bag. And it takes work. And you got to constantly work at it, even beyond the initial recovery, we'll call it. All right. So keep that in mind. And the main thing is take action. Every single day, put in action towards your goals. It's very important. Lastly, again, I'm not selling anything, but I would love to get your feedback. As a professional speaker, it is important to me to get the feedback of those that I present to, whether it's virtually or in person. And this little short, I think it's like 3 questions on there that will ask you about, was the content relevant, or was the pace okay? And again, I know I only had 20 minutes, so I did kind of rush through some of it. But if you don't mind taking a second to scan the QR or type in the website at the bottom to give me some feedback. Even event planners, I would love to get your feedback about this presentation, and I look forward to the opportunity to present again in the future. Lastly, if you would like to connect with me, you can always reach me at bethevictor.us or follow me on the Create Your Future Self YouTube channel. I share tons of great content on wealth, on business, on real estate, all those type of things. I appreciate this opportunity. My name is Victor Vinico Johnson. Go create your future self.